Hello, Taurus. Welcome to your reading today. This is going to be a timeless general reading, but if you'd like to know, I am doing this reading in the month of April and will post it in April. You're welcome to treat it like a monthly reading. If you've never seen my readings before, I do a once a month reading for each of the birth signs. I do a different layout each month. This month, we're asking the question, where do I go from here? So lots of endings, lots of seeking for new beginnings, lots of interest in making a change, moving in a new direction. So I also am doing a pick a card reading this month. I did it last month and everyone loved it. So I'm going to do pick a card again this month. I'll give you a quick review of the piles, and then timestamp below is your pile for your reading. So the first pile, we're going to do the Druid Craft Tarot deck. The first card on the pile is not your card for the reading, but it's to help you resonate with the deck. So this is the style of the card. We've got the Prince of Cups here for the Druid Craft Tarot deck. The second deck for this reading is going to be with the Shuffle Tarot. We've got the Tower. Again, not necessarily your card for the reading, just to help you see the artwork, see if you resonate with the deck. What am I going to guess? No one's picking pile 2 because we got the Tower here. And then we have the Empress, pile 3. Okay. Those are your piles. I'll see you in your reading below. Hello, Taurus, pile 1. Welcome to your reading. Okay, giant cards. I have a hard time shuffling. I did pre-shuffle before I turned the camera on, but I'm just doing a couple of little shuffles here for you to see that I'm not ignoring your cards. And these are giant, so they're difficult for me to shuffle, but I'm going to do more of this pile picking in this way. Our card for you today, where are you now? Hanged Man. I'm going to have to cover that up. A little bit of naughty bits here, but Hanged Man in reverse of all things. So we're going to grab your next card real quick. And Prince of Swords reverse. Prince of Swords. Yucky. Prince of Swords reverse came out for Cancer with this pile in the same position. That's interesting. Okay, so the current situation where you are now, you're feeling a little stagnant, a little stalled, like you are having a hard time making a decision about some sort of situation. You're feeling at a standstill. I almost feel like you're a little bit worried about making the wrong choice, which is part of what has you feeling a little stuck or frozen. The Prince of Swords energy, it was in reverse, this energy that's crossing you. To be honest, it doesn't matter if this energy is reversed or upright. It's the same energy. There's someone in your circle, maybe multiple people, that are really causing you a lot of strife and conflict. If you have any Cancer in your chart, you may want to go look at that reading for Cancer as well, because I get similar vibes and similar energy here. Again, this being the exact same card in the exact same position. But the Prince of Swords is a kind of a cutthroat energy. Not maybe as brutal as the Queen or the King, but really more of a less mature version, a less knowing version. There's like a lack of confidence in the Prince of Swords, which has a lot to do with how that person approaches things. They approach things in a very sneaky way and manipulative way because they lack confidence. And they are very good with their words. They're very logical. They may be very physically attractive. They're really good at manipulating a room, right? And making it look like they know what they're saying, they know what they're doing, they hold all the power, they hold all the cards. All they're doing is trying to drive things in the right direction. And this person is making you feel a little bit flustered or a little bit stuck, and has to do with some of the indecision that you're making right now. It may be in the presence of that person they just don't match your energy. Like, you really don't jive with them. You have a hard time reading them. You have a hard time predicting their moves, or you feel like maybe they're putting you on the spot a lot. But please know that them putting you on the spot, putting you in that position, that is their strategy in life. That's how they succeed, because they lack true logic, true wisdom, true skill, authenticity, all of these things. That lack comes out in their approach in life. They can dominate a room, they can use their charm, they can use their speaking skills, their wit, their ability to comfortably confront, to put somebody on the spot, and to put them off kilter. Because, see, they're in the position, always putting themselves in that power position, and always putting you off kilter a little bit, right? They know what they're going to do to knock you off your feet, to say the unexpected thing to you. That's part of their strategy. They know it's coming, you don't. And your inability to respond to that, maybe as eloquently or as effectively, is their way of demonstrating that you're not good enough, that you're not a fit, that they are better than you. But it's not true. Fundamentally, you have more of the skill, more of the knowledge, more of the awareness that they have than they have. What you don't have is the manipulative tactics that they use to position themselves to look better. I hope that's very clear. That's certainly a tactic that's out there in the world. Definitely a strong energy of like a corporate environment. Definitely get that. Very competitive energy. But this person has you feeling a little frozen, a little stuck for whatever reason in the position that you're in. Doesn't just have to be work energy. This could be somebody that you know personally in your personal life. Could be a spouse, unfortunately. I hope not. It could be neighbor, friend, just someone in your environment, in your world that does that to you regularly. And they have you feeling a little like you don't know what to do, right? You're feeling a little like deer in headlights in their presence. Oh, we got a tower here. A tower here in reverse. This deck loves to give me reversals. And I look at it, I could turn it upside down. We're going to do that right now. We're going to look, we got a nice mix, right, of uprights and reversals. But this deck loves to give me reversals when I do my readings, no matter what I do. So we've got our tower in reverse. A tower in reverse, very similar to this. I read the same upright or reverse. And it could be a moment that what I get here from this card is it's like you've forgotten that this person is making their own bed, right? And even if whether you're there or not, in that person's presence, there is something about whatever it is that you have versus whatever it is that they have. Another way of saying that is what you have to offer versus what they have to offer. I feel like what you have to offer is this strong foundation here. But what they have to offer is the destruction. Because anybody who climbs a mountain and gets to the top of the mountain through sheer will and manipulation, lack of skill, lack of knowing, really just a showman and not substance. Anybody who does that, once they get to a position where they really hold lots of power and lots of responsibility, they are going to face many, many obstacles and challenges. And that's all of us in life. But what they do with those obstacles and challenges is really telling. What they do with those obstacles and challenges is, let's just be honest, Some of them really shit the bed. Others place blame on someone else and are always skating somehow, right? And I feel like this is telling you what you've forgotten to respect is the balance and the power and the energy of the universe to right wrongs in its own time and in its own way. I feel like you're owning this somehow in some way, feeling like a lack of fairness or a lack of certainty in the power and love of the universe to make something feel fair. Like life constantly is unfair and constantly feels unfair. And it can feel like people like this are always holding the power and shouldn't be. But there is fairness in it. And I think that that's what the universe is trying to say. The fairness in it is at a much higher, deeper, more universal, energetic level than most of us could even comprehend, right? It's like God saying, it's okay, I got this, right? It's okay, I got this. So I do feel that there's some like letting go of an energy of like, this is your ruin. This is unfair. This shouldn't be happening this way. God is not on my side. Why does this always happen to me? Like that is kind of an energy that I'm getting that might be thoughts that occasionally go through your head. And it's kind of saying, hey, don't do that to yourself. Like you're wasting your energy on that because there's something else and we're about to find out. 10 of Wands, you're about to unburden yourself of this. I feel for many of you, especially if you're it doesn't just have to be in a work situation, to be honest, but you're unburdening yourself of this. I think that you'll have your final moment. It may be your Tower in reverse where it's not a tragedy. It's not a surprise to you. You're the one that has your aha moment and you're like, okay, well, I'm done with this. All right. I deserve better than this. This is not for me. Okay. And you're unburdening yourself of that. And you're finally expressing that. And I feel like it's an important step for you. Either you're saying this is, not my circus, not my monkeys, not my responsibility, give me something else to do, or I'm leaving, right? Gosh, with all the reversals and all the nudity. You got all the nudes and all the reversals. Okay, so we've got the Star card in reverse. Can't really show it to you. We're just going to put this amethyst here to protect our view on the Star card. One of your options that's going to be available to you from the universe, and it's to not recognize your potential. It's to stay in that energy that I've been talking about of like feeling like it's unfair and feeling like this person always has the edge and that like the universe or the world or the culture is always geared toward someone like this having that edge, and it feels unfair and it feels disadvantaged. And that's an option. It's saying to stay in that energy and to feel like that imbalance is just always going to stay. And yeah, you're right. Like you are being treated unfairly. Like that's one of the energies that you can choose to stay in. It's an option for you, but it's uninspired. It's certainly not going to have you shining bright at any point in your life. It's Eeyore energy. Let's just be honest. So there's an Eeyore energy here. That's an option for you. Whether you are prone to that and have the potential to stay there, or whether this experience drives you towards that energy, there's a possibility, but that's probably why you're here, because you really want to stay away from that energy. You're like, where do I go from here? That's option of staying stuck. So what other option do we have? We have Princess of Wands energy here. So that's a wonderful energy. So Princess of Wands energy is very much understanding your skill and your potential, and then stepping into your own power to create the world that you want to create for yourself. And that's where this 10 of Wands in reverse comes in. It's about unburdening yourself of that circumstance or that situation, either by being prepared to stand up and speak your mind. Play this person's game back at them. Come at them by throwing them off kilter. Come at them by saying, hey, I reflected on that conversation that we had last time. I'd like to start with that. And what I'm going to start with is this, because I came prepared. Now that person's not prepared. What does that person do in response? Okay. Or I'm leaving this situation. I am not going to continue to put up with this. I'm going to move into an energy and move into something that's going to foster this power, this creativity, this potential, this growth, everything that I have. And I'm going to move into that energy, right? That's where I'm going to go. That is what my option is going from here. And that rights the wrong of the Tower, right? This feeling that the universe is unfair, this stuckness. Choosing to embrace responsibility for your path, make a choice, and take an action. We also have another princess, Princess of Swords. Where do we go from here? I see you leaving your situation, and I see you getting fed up with being stuck. I see you being fed up with this person and completely cutting ties with this energy. I don't even think like the star reverse is even an option. I feel like it's an energy, it's a path that's available for some energies here, but I don't think it's the path that you choose. I think that you choose the path of self. I feel like you choose the path, even if it means taking a few steps back or moving into a direction where you would make less money, have less power, take a parallel move, something where it almost feels like a true new beginning, something naive and youthful about the change that you're going to make, the path that you're going to walk. It could be even walking in your own business, which is why, you've earned this living, you've built this skill set, you've done this for so long, but you can feel like a novice again when you're doing it as your own boss, that sort of situation. Not necessarily taking a step back, but there's a lot of learning to do. There's a learning curve that's coming with whatever this change is. You're walking a completely new path, but you are standing firm. You are feeling very strong in your capabilities and your potential. You have a lot of creative ideas and thoughts about what you can do. And I feel that you're really leaning into that energy, like strongly leaning into that ability, like a confidence that I feel like you're stepping right back into. And we consistently have this princess here. So we have the Princess of Swords here in your outcome and where you're going. You're just using all of your skills and logic in moving in this direction. This is a great outcome for the situation that you're in. Almost like I feel like you just needed a little bit of a nudge or a little bit of encouragement, a little small push to move you in that direction where you're like, you know what? Yeah, I can do this. One of my options is I don't have to deal with this anymore, right? That's always an option. An option is always, no, I don't think so. Not for me. Thanks. Okay. Well, Taurus, if this was your reading, if it was a reading that resonated with you or you liked the reading style, I would appreciate a like and subscribe. It helps you see me again and make sure I don't get lost in the masses. All right, until next time, thanks for joining. Okay, pile 2. Welcome, pile 2, to your reading today. This is for anyone in the sign of Taurus. Look at that, we got some flippers here. I wasn't even concentrating on my question yet. Where's the other one? That's a 10. That's a 9 of Cups, but this 9 of Cups is about sloth. I thought there was one. I guess not. Must have flipped right back over. Okay. Not your card, but we are going to pay attention to the fact that we got this Nine of Cups. You want to look at this Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups is a wish fulfillment card, but this particular individual is overindulging to the max, and that's no good. All right, where are you right now? We've got an Eight of Cups, and we've got an Ace of Pentacles. You see this? I'm going to take both of these because they were right next to each other. This Eight of Cups is like a pentacle energy. It's on the background of an Eight of Pentacle. Eight of Pentacle is usually kind of flow and work, and Eight of Cups is more about emotions, right? Like feeling like you need to move on from a situation. You're done with it. And so this is telling me that you might be done with a work situation, not feeling fulfilled by it anymore, and that there's a new opportunity that's available for you, a new work opportunity. That's a good place to be. So no wonder you're asking where to go from here. Maybe you have multiple opportunities, or you're looking for opportunities. You've decided you're ready to seek new opportunities. Okay, so we've got a Five of Wands here on a Five of Swords background. So I think it's important for you to pay attention to how hard you have fought in the sense of being good competition. So it doesn't mean fighting a battle or fighting some sort of war, but it is on a Five of Swords background. So there may have been times in your current work situation, this is definitely very work energy for Taurus today. There may be times in your current work situation where there were little spats or people you didn't agree with, maybe even just respectful conflict in the workplace. Not necessarily a bad thing, but you were good competition. Like you were rising to the challenge, and that it's not something to forget. There's something important about that, maybe in the pride that you take from standing your ground, from staying in the fight, from competing with, worthy opponents. Worthy components? No. Why did I say components at first instead of opponents? I mean, I know they sound a lot alike, but there's something about that. Okay. Oh, looky here. Look who's back. Nine of Cups. And then this Four of Swords came out as well. Okay, so something about this situation that you're in is like not a wish fulfillment. It's like you thought that the grass was going to be so green here. Maybe you're making like good money, or there's something about the position that's like really well respected or something like that. And you're finding that it's not paying off because one of the things that you're not able to do is rest. Like this commitment has eliminated your ability to take any time for yourself, put energy into yourself, take time to rest, really fulfill yourself, or reward yourself in a good way. Instead, it's almost like this energy feels like having all of the luxuries, everything available to you, but no time to really enjoy them. And so in the moment when you're completely overwhelmed, completely overburdened, and you have that opportunity to collapse at the end of the day, it's like you pour everything you can into yourself, trying to just like, I just get it. I want some of this that I've worked so hard for. Like it's like, I just get this energy of just like pouring alcohol down your throat at the end of the day. I mean, that's literally what this person looks like they're doing, but it's almost like such a lack energy, right? Like, I have all of this gold. I have all of this gift. Everything I've ever wanted, everything I've ever worked for. And I can't get enough because it's almost like there's no time to get that true fulfillment or reward for it, from it. And instead you're taking what you can when you can by like drowning yourself in it in spurts. And it's not as fulfilling that way. It's just overindulgent and slovenly and like really gross. And you're like, how come this isn't filling this void? This is this wish fulfillment, right? But it's because you're not able to live in it. You're not able to enjoy it for what it is. Let me give an example because I feel like I'm not doing a very good job of expressing this energy. So one example of this might be, I can afford all of the most expensive wine. And I also have lots of cash on hand to spend freely on these things that I've always wanted. I've always wanted really nice, luxurious things in my home and high quality, expensive clothing. And I work really long hours. And so what I do at the end of the day, I feel like I deserve everything that I've earned because I've always wanted these things in my life. And I only have this small window of time to enjoy those things. So when I come home from work, I pound a whole bottle of wine and sit on the internet and just overspend all the luxury items, everything that I could possibly want. And then I go to bed queasy and half drunk and regret what happened the night before. I regret half my purchases, but I don't have time to return them. I feel a little exhausted and slightly hungover the next day. It didn't pay off the way I thought it was going to pay off to be able to drink expensive wine and have expensive things, right? But what you're lacking is the balance, the time, the energy, the ability to share it with others, right? It's like this time alone. I've spent so much time on this part of the reading, but it's like, it feels like a huge piece for a lot of people, actually. Like if you only had the time to spend several evenings a week having friends over for a nice dinner and sharing a bottle of two of that really nice wine together, where you're able to share what you've earned in the presence of others, where it feels fulfilling and the conversation is wonderful, and maybe you go to bed half drunk, but you wake up with a full heart the next day. Like, that's two different things, right? Two different things. The second is really what you're going for, and the first is the compromise. So we have the Hanged Man energy here for one of your options, and this is Temperance, acting as the hangman. And the Temperance energy, Temperance is all about balance and harmony and bringing that into your life. And this is at a standstill. Like the balance, the harmony in your life is stuck. It's stagnant. It's like not completely coming forth. It's there, it's available, but there's something like blocking it. And that's one of the options that's there for you right now. The other option we have here is King of Swords. Boy, I love some King of Swords. King of Swords with some Hierophant dress. So if you can look there. The Hierophant represents wisdom. So this particular King of Swords is more powerful than your regular traditional or Rider-Waite-Smith King of Swords. He has wisdom, like a powerful wisdom of like a shaman or a really wise, experienced, almost like a wisdom figure, right? And They hold the keys to knowledge and awareness about life, about the universe, about how best to live. And King of Swords is very powerful. They have lots of knowledge. They have lots of logic. They're very intellectual, good speakers, clarity of mind, powerful, right? So one path is to remain in this stagnation, this indecision, this imbalance, disharmony, this energy here, right? And the other option is finding a path where your experiences actually lead to wisdom. They lead to a self-awareness that you didn't have before. So maybe it's a time of reflection, reflecting on what life does for you when you allow yourself to keep going without rest. What life feels like and does to you when you have all of the material gains and no time or energy to enjoy them. What life feels like on this battlefield where you're always in competition. You're feeling done with it. You're over it. You're completely over it right now. And you want to move on to something new, which is why you're here. Where do I go from here? Where you go from here is moving into this energy. This is the best option. It's very obvious. And that's using all of your experiences and wisdom, thinking very clear-headed. I mean, I see checklists in your future about making these choices. You're probably going to choose to move on to a new career, a new company, a new position of some type. We had too many cards here. Keep getting bunches of cards. Okay. Can I just get one card here for the final outcome? Please, one card. Ooh, Queen of Pentacles with the High Priestess. Yeah, tapping into your higher self and your inner wisdom. This is the path that you're on right now. This is the choice, the option that's here for you. Hierophant and High Priestess, very good companions in the deck. That's a lot of wisdom energy. That's listening to your higher self. That's listening to your heart. What feels good to you and what is also logically good for you. Balancing your life and your choices in a way that are whole. And I want to say whole as in nourishing, like this holistic approach to how you are pursuing life from here. Because this energy and what you've been working in, it may have led to a lot of success for you. And it may have felt fulfilling at one point in time. But the lack of fulfillment is its own education. And I think that you probably have a considerable amount of financial abundance that's going to allow you to make some sort of transition and make a choice. And you may be investing some of these seeds, some of these coins that you've earned, making very wise investments in not only yourself, but in your financial future. You're just in a position where you're able to do that. And the outcome is fantastic because you're able to grow this really fulfilling garden. Queen of Pentacles with High Priestess combined, how powerful is that? That's planting a seed and you get the Garden of Eden as a result. And it's this inner knowing, this wisdom, this connectedness with the higher self, higher power, wisdom. I mean, it's just an inner knowing that you cannot replace with anything earthly. Truly, it's both the ability to create in the world you want to create, and have that balanced against having that inner wisdom. Like, what an incredible achievement, a place to be in life is this is an incredible path. What a tough lesson that I feel like you've learned. I feel like you must be an older person, to be honest. Somebody who's burned the candle at both ends for a really long time and like had an aha moment of like almost like a death of like some part of yourself, some part of your ego or some part of your path came to a close. Like this is a completely new path. Absolutely new path here for you. That has to do with kind of the rest of your career and where you're taking it. And you may be going into kind of teaching, leading people. There's definitely just so much like using the wisdom, what you've earned or gained from this, and you're helping others. And that's part of this garden that you're growing. Because there's like this knowing, this awareness that it's not about just what you can give to yourself, but what you can give to others. That's the gift and power and joy in a really fulfilling, balanced life. Sorry, I feel like I'm going on, but like this energy feels like so vivid and wonderful. Like, love it. Love this. Love it so much. So Taurus, I hope this is your energy. I really do. Like, I would love this. I don't have any Taurus in my chart. This is not my reading. But I would love to be in this energy, to be in this wisdom, and to be in this knowing, right? And to have that lack of ego and that balance in my life. I really would. So I hope this is your reading. If you enjoyed this reading, please like and subscribe. It's probably the only way you're going to see me again. That will really help me grow my channel and make sure you can see other readings like this. So I would really appreciate it. Until next time. Okay, pile 3, welcome to your reading. Last pile of the day. Pile 3. We're asking the question, where do I go from here? And the first card out in the deck is we're going to say, where am I now? So where are you now? Not too many cards, but we got a bunch of reversals. We got the Ace of Cups reverse, the Tower reverse, the Hermit reverse, and the Nine of Swords. Okay. Tell me more. A Ten of Cups and an Eight of Swords. Well, definitely some type of ending. And it's an ending that had a lot of joy and fulfillment in it, actually. It could be, you know, anything from like a retirement to accomplishing some sort of really large goal. But I feel like without this that you're striving for or achieving, I mean, maybe you just got married. Maybe you just got remarried. Maybe you got your kids off to college. I mean, there's so many completions that are full of this joy that once they're complete, though, it's like the morning after. Now what? Like, this has been so much a huge part of your life. It could be years and years in the making. It could be up until its final moments, like so much of your resources and time and energy put into this. And it was such a wonderful moment and a wonderful celebration. And now I just feel like this. I don't know how to feel good right now. Right? That's the energy. Like, I feel kind of trapped by my circumstances now. I feel a little lost. I feel like I don't know which direction to go. That's the energy that I have of where you are right now. And totally, where do I go from here? If this is 100% how you feel, like, without this thing, now what do I do? I don't even need this next card, but let's find out what we have to say. Look at me getting all arrogant. Yeah. The cause of the problem, 5 of Wands. Yeah, you've been fighting for that for a very long time. It's felt competitive for some of you. Like a mountain that you were climbing. You may have been like, battling others to get to this 10 of Cups moment, or battling yourself, battling time, battling energy, battling life, whatever it was you're up against. Boy, we got lots of 5 of Wands energy today for all of the readings. But it's like putting down the wands. The end of the conflict is creating this sense of like, where do I go from here? It's like you haven't fully gotten to the place where getting to 10 of Cups after this feeling of so much like pressure, this inward pull towards this 10 of Cups moment, this final culmination, and then like this sense of quiet and peace afterward can feel really empty and make you feel lost, because now what do you fight for? Okay, so 2 of Stones. Oh, I love this, especially for this energy in this reading. You've forgotten a little bit on how to have gratitude and joy in the small things. It's you've spent so much time juggling so many things that maybe it's time to really, really intentionally stop and smell the roses. When you hear that song that you just love, that it made you dance when you were in high school, why don't you stop and dance, right? Or go literally smell the roses. Go to a botanical gardens, smell the actual roses. Like finding the joy in juggling the little things. That's what you've forgotten how to do. It could be as small as a really great cup of coffee in the morning. It's going to take you a minute to make that transition because it's a big shift and it's a big transition, but there's so much beauty in it. And you will really find day-to-day joy if you make a practice and a real intention. And by intention, I mean thoughtfully say to yourself on a daily basis, every morning, I am grateful for A, B, C, D, E, however many things you're grateful for. I will find something in my day that I stop and pause to recognize the beauty in. That is my intention. My intention is to pause in this moment and say, I am thankful for this. Even if it's thankful for something you had in the past. I am thankful I had that opportunity to raise my children and now they're in college. And now it feels empty, but man, I'm grateful for the memories. I'm grateful for the opportunity to have this day to go to the bookstore without 3 screaming children. Because this is all I wanted before, and now it feels so lonely. So how do I find the beauty in this? How do I find it? I'm grateful for it because now this is my gift, right? May not be your specific circumstance, but you understand the energy I'm speaking about. We've got the Hierophant also has been showing up a lot in these readings today on what we need to express. You have earned where you are right now. You have so much wisdom and so much knowledge. You've spent so much time creating and fighting for this 10 of Cups moment. Well, you didn't do it alone, and you didn't do it without bumps and bruises along the way. And so that's why this is really, and this is such a beautiful energy, really telling you to kind of enjoy the beauty in the small stuff, it's really going to open up this Hierophant energy for you, this wisdom energy, like a recognition of beauty in your everyday, in your day-to-day life. A beauty isn't only in the big things. And I feel like that's your lesson. That's where you're going from here. You're going from here into kind of a rebirth and evolution, into recognizing that beauty is in the everyday and like truly feeling it. Now you may have to make a habit out of looking for it at first, but out of that habit comes that true aha rebirth moment. That's beautiful. Okay, so we have Druidess of Stones in reverse. So this is kind of a stingy energy. It's an energy where you're kind of locking things down. You're no longer that mothery, nurturing energy. You're no longer planting seeds and fostering growth. You're not here to grow this abundant garden, grow children, grow wealth, grow whatever it is that you're trying to grow. It's kind of this Four of Cups, apathetic, woe is me energy. It's an energy that can be an option and temptation for you. So in this path, in this energy that you're in right now, there's a danger of that. There's a danger of being able to go in that direction and kind of feel sorry for yourself and feel a little apathetic because you don't know what to do with yourself now. And one of the possibilities is that it turns into a bit of a depression, okay? And we don't want to go that route. We want to move in this energy, which is another option that's available to you, Six of Stones. So if you're familiar with Rider-Waite-Smith, a stone is a pentacle, and the Six of Pentacles is about sharing and collaboration with others. The thing that's most important about this particular card is we have the Ring of Victory here, almost like a Six of Swords, and you can see all of these stones standing upright, almost like swords. I love this card because I do feel like it's kind of like a shuffle card. It's a victory combined with the beauty and gift of collaborating and sharing with others. So I do think that one of the options here is not so great, right? And another option is choosing that path of gratitude. And part of that might be volunteering or giving your time to others in some way. Doesn't have to be volunteering. It may be moving into some sort of new role, new position, something in your community, something in your life where you can share with others in some way. I don't know what it is that you're sharing. I don't know if you're participating in a charity. I don't know if you're taking a position where you can be teaching your knowledge. We've got Hierophant energy here. Providing wisdom. There's a real victory and a real gift in being able to give of yourself because you gave so much of yourself to get to this 10 of Cups moment. And that I don't know what to do energy is because if really you're feeling kind of a lack of purpose. And so redirecting that energy into a new purpose with a lot of gratitude for all of the small things. It may feel like a less significant purpose, but I promise you it's not. It's probably more important than your 10 of Cups moment. Whew. Final card of the reading, Justice. Where you go from here, that's true balance. True balance. That path, it's beautiful. It's so beautiful. It's finding this true harmony, true balance. It's really, really fulfilling. It's all of the things, like it's like waking up every day and hearing the birds chirp and recognizing that that's a gift, right? I know it may seem silly hearing from me right now, especially if you're feeling very like this, like, oh, lady, you just don't even understand what I'm going through right now. But I just want to warn you, if that's your sensation when you're hearing this, you're leaning into this energy, which is one of the warnings of the reading. So try to lean away from that. Lean towards the everyday. Lean towards the gift. Lean toward whatever it is that you have available to you that you can offer to the world, because it's important. Really, really important, actually. There's something that you can give. These are major arcana, Hierophant and the Justice. This is no small stuff. This is bigger than Ten of Cups, my friend. Much bigger. I hope this reading resonates at least with some of you, because this is really I can't get it all out. Really lovely. Couldn't get the word lovely out. Had all these reallys. If this was your reading, you want to claim it. If you would like to see other readings like this reading, I would appreciate a like and subscribe. I'm a small channel. You probably won't see me again, and it certainly helps me get my message out to others. All right, thanks for joining.